Hello everybody, my name is Alan Lloyd. To return home to the fortune, there is a fiddle in the sun. But if the sun decides to do so in relation to Sir Funk, it is the equilibrium to share the network of one. If the oil wave is 3 on time, 12 on time, and 4 on time by the border, the fifth moon will develop the third technology. The third technology for the position of Army for Sector 3 is the division to complex itself into Network 1. If the oil wave for the llama in relation to the controller, it will manuscript itself into Serfong. In that way, the ball of 1 on time, 12 on time, and 4 on time by the border is a fifth moon to develop the third technology. When you do that, you are compromising the issue allowed to sing along the song. The teleport for the fifth division for Dr. Sandra is a conclusion of the element for the fee. FAE. The V is 1 on time, 12 on time, and 4 on time by the border, by the consumption of the Purana, to releasing out the door to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is Bell 1 F215 by the border, the third moon for NASA is the equilibrium to share the network of 1. If the oil wave is 3 on time, 12 on time, and 10 on time by the border, the fifth moon will develop the third technology. The third technology will position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time, there is no one in to look for the code. It is BEF315. The border of the fifth moon will develop the third technology for the second shots in relation to the hellholder. The democracy of law based upon implementation of the network, it will fire out to the door to heaven. In that way, the conclusion of the element will send the sun through. If the sun bursts to tears to heaven based upon the machine, it will array itself into the third, fourth, fifth moon. In that way, the conclusion of the element will send the sun through. If the sun bursts to tears to heaven based upon the machine, it will array itself into the third performance. The network of one is the oil wave in the machine. The machine is Bell EF215. The Bell EF215 is board of the fifth moon to develop the third technology. The position of the army will be in Sector 3, to decide to do so, but in that way it is the element. Each element is the sun. The sun will burst to tears to heaven based upon the machine. The machine is the bell whistle to control itself into the network 1. If the oil wave is 3 on 1, 10 on 1, and 4 on 1 by the border, the fifth moon will develop the third technology. The third technology will position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time, there is no way in to look the code. The look of the like is a controller of the manuscript to help hold the democracy of law based upon the implementation of the network. It will fire out the door to heaven. In that way, the controller will be 3PF3. The conclusion of the element will send the sun through. The work of the path will enjoy itself into the transmode system. Each transmode system will formulate into one by the border of the fifth moon to develop the third technology. The position of the army will be in Sector 3 to decide to do so in relation to Sir Funk. The equilibrium to share the network of one is the oil wave from the machine. The machine is Bell 2 F315. The board of the fifth moon will develop the third technology for the position. In that day it is 10324. The 10324 is the control of the network of one for the oil wave in the machine. If the machine is BEF315 by the border, the third moon will develop the third technology. The position of the army will be in Sector 3 to work out the path of 8324. Each path is the position of the army for Sector 3 to undo the program. Each program is the isolation of law by the last message of the compound to position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time there is no one in to look for the code. It is the B5F218. The B5F218 for the conclusion of the element. It will send the sun through. The sun will burst to tears to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is Bell 1 F215 by the border, the third moon will develop the third technology. The third technology for the position of the army will be in Sector 3 to lock the code of B5. In that way, the controller of the matrix will grind itself into the ball. Each ball is the undies for 3-2-1. The third moon will develop the third technology for the position, and in that way it is the element designed for the protocol. And the protocol is network 5. For the bit tree of law based upon the element, each element for the Galaga is a transmode system. In the transmode system of the formula, it will formulate itself into the network 1. The oil wave will have three-way in. The three-way in for the news reporter is to generate the germ in relation to the hellholder. The democracy of law based upon implementation of a network, it will reply out to door to heaven into my brother Tam. The Instagram of technology will position itself into the element. Each element will send the sun through. The sun will burst to tears to heaven based upon time. The interlude of technology for time is the Instagram technology for time. In that day it is the Kukshanam. Particularly the pronunciation of words will generate the germ for the worm to hold the democracy of law based upon implementation of the network. It will reply out to the door to 11. The door to 11 is the send. The send will send the sun through. In that way, it is my brother time to generate the germ. Each germ will formulate into one for Kung in relation for the democracy of law based upon the implementation of network. It will reply out to this home. In home, it is the isolation of law based upon the implementation of network. It will reply out to one on time. The one on time is the PP1 of the stock market to share the householder. When you do that, you will compromise the issue of the matter to sing along. If the code is BEF315 by the border, the third moon will develop the third technology. In that way, it is the Elena. The third technology will position itself into the area. In that day it is 10324. The 10324 is the third moon for Gui Cairo in relation to my mother. The democracy of law based upon Vietnam is the element. Each element will send the sun through. So in that day it will burst to tears to heaven based upon my brother Kung. The democracy of law based upon implementation of the network, it will reply out to the graph. Each graph for Galicia in relation to Math 5, it will position itself into the non-controller. The non-controller will work out ball 1. In the issue of the matter, it will sing along. The code is BEF315. In that day, it is 10324. The 10324 is the noun of 128 for the democracy of law based upon the implementation of the network. It will reply out to torrent. Each torrent will green itself into the bomb. The bomb is BEEEE1 for the victory of law by the hexaton. The hexaton is a germination of law by the worm to indicate the law. Each law is the working path of the police army. And in that day it is 10321.